Alright, Paper Panzer update. This is the Amusing Hobbies Low. She is pretty much ready for the base coat. As you can see, I've got the running gear and the wheels all in Vallejo Primer Black. There's a couple little boinks. The tracks I think I talked about earlier, they're not perfect, but they're okay. I've still got to add some antennas. I've added the tube for the gun cleaning rods in there. We've got the photo etch on. We've got a few extra fire extinguishers. The turret came out really nice. This metal barrel primed up nice. So we're just getting ready to throw some paint on there. I still haven't 100% finalized the paint scheme on this. I got a couple ideas in mind. I think I might do a stripe type late war pattern. But this kit builds up quite nice, and we'll see what it looks like once we've got the paint on here. And yeah, like I say, this is coming in. This is coming in all right. I love that barrel, the big 128mm barrel with that really funky muzzle brake. I love it. And as you can see right there, there is a seam line there, and there's supposed to be a seam line because this all came apart. So that one's coming up, and let's see what else I've got here for Paper Panzers for you. Now this is Dragon's very old E100, which I rebuilt, and I'm still not 100% happy with that muzzle brake. I'm going to have to pop it off again and redo it. But I removed the 75mm cannon on the side and added an optical sight, which this would have for a long-barreled high-velocity 128mm. I've added some texturing on it. I've repositioned the headlights. I put on some photo etch back here. Got the grills all photo etched up, and we changed into just a plain open high flow exhaust on these with the dual jacks. Although let's face it, this vehicle, I stripped off all the Pioneer tools because something like this, it bogs down, it breaks down. The boys ain't fixing it. The boys ain't getting it unstuck. It's going to need a special recovery vehicle. So my idea of this is probably more in the line of an Elephant and a Ferdinand, as opposed to a frontline battle tank. This is going to be hanging out at the peripherals at very long ranges, sniping Soviet tanks with that long barrel high velocity 128mm with the droopy front friggin' muzzle brake, which I have to fix again. I thought I had that square away, so that's pissing me right off, but that's coming along. So there's the mouse ready for paint. Now I had completely forgot I had this. This is in a Trumpeter. I think it's an E25. I kind of had it painted up as a pseudo West German tank destroyer of the early 1950s, 1960s, and it just never did anything for me. I didn't like it. I just didn't like the way the paint went on it. It's a nice little kit. It's got great tracks, nice running gear, reasonably good detail. But like I said, I never liked the paint job on it, so I've just kind of cleaned up the edges, threw some black primer on it, and I've got a three-tone late war forest green scheme that's going to go on this thing. So it's going to go on the way. So there's my Paper Panzers coming along, guys. I've got a couple other things on the bench. I want to get back to my Follow the Reich diorama here, which has kind of gotten on hold because of my absolute hatred to paint figures. And I kind of had a week unintended break from my sick time because, yeah, I got sicker. When they put that PICC line into my heart, it got infected. And so I spent most of last week actually laying on my back in the hospital. Well, they pulled that PICC line up, hit me with 2 or 3 different antibiotics to get that cleared out. The PICC line's back in. My intravenous pump is going 24/7 again. I just basically had a bad fever and really lots of gunk coming out of the end of that tubing in my arm. And since the doctors, well, since that tube was 4 centimeters, which is what, about 2 inches from my heart, they decided it better come out chicken Louie and get me on some different antibiotics to clear that one up. I don't know if someone didn't wash their hands or something happened, or if it's just me. But I spent 4 days last week in the hospital, which really sucked. Socialized healthcare at its finest. Anyway, don't get me started on that. Yeah, so I'm back home. Strength's coming back up on the plus side. Since all this is fired up, I'm gone from 260 down to 225, which is really cool. This is the lightest I've ever been as an adult, so I may as well just keep it on and get down to that magical 200-pound mark before I'm 50, which I've been wanting to do for the longest time. So we got these 3 puppies ready to get painted up. Oh hell, I got another one here I don't think I've shown you guys yet. It's ready to paint as well. I may have, I don't remember. I got a bad memory. It sucks. Let me just move a couple of these out of here, boys. Getting old really blows, gentlemen. I gotta tell you, if you can avoid it, don't get old. Don't die young, but don't get old. Anyway, so we've got this Tamiya Leclerc. I have this is kind of cool. Tamiya Leclerc versus E100. You know, the Leclerc is not exactly a big modern tank, but you can just see how friggin' massive that E100 would have been. So the Leclerc is going to go up in a NATO 3-tone scheme. The French color is just a little bit different. The brown's a little more yellow and the green is a little bit lighter. So of course the French have to be just a little bit different than everyone, but it's going to be, I got a really cool idea for it. I just have to find an adequate figure for it, and it's going to get painted up. Today's Wednesday. I know it's Wednesday because it's garbage day. So I can keep track of time. It's garbage day, so it's Wednesday. So I want to get all these painted up here this week. So I've got a lot of painting to do. I've got another tank on the bench, and then I want to get onto some figures. So enough of this freehand seasick inducing camera angles, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Hey Cohen, how's it going, buddy? Loving your cursed group build. I'd love to do group builds, but when I want to build something, I want to build something. And you know, it's that whole creative thing. If I've got to do it, I may not want to do it, but if I want to do it, I will do it. So yeah, I'm shit with group builds. I just go do one thing and then I want to go do another, then I start something else, and you know, I get stuff finished. I get a lot of stuff done, but yeah, group builds and me, it sucks. I still got Mark O'Neill's M113 sitting in gloss paint I haven't gotten back to. Sorry guys, that was my first group build. I did a buddy build once. My group builds are they're terrible. I'm horrible with group builds, guys. So that's why, you know, there's a lot of really cool group builds, like the Kursk one of Cohen. I'd have gotten into that. And there's a flying boat one. I've got a nice flying boat I could build, but yeah, I never know what I'm going to do from one day to the next. So anyway, enough of this babbling for 6 minutes, gentlemen. I really appreciate you watching. Everybody, it's summertime, honestly. Unless you're laid up, invalidated, you should be spending most of your time outside, exercising with your family and your friends, your kids. Go fishing, go hiking, go do something. Just get away from the model bench. Mind you, of course, I am being kind of selfish because I really enjoy sitting here downstairs in the basement streaming YouTube while I'm building models. That's usually how I get my YouTube watching done. So, alright guys, later, take care, have fun, build models, but have a great life.